Exercise 4.2, first problem. Here we need to find the roots of the quadratic equation by using the method of factorization. So method of factorization is nothing but splitting of the middle term. So this is the given quadratic equation where when we multiply the coefficient of x square and the constant, we get minus 10. 1 into minus 10 is minus 10. So since the product is a negative number, we have two options, that is plus into minus or minus into plus. So since the middle number is minus, so we'll go by this minus into plus. So now we need to split 10 in such a way that when we multiply the two terms we get 10, and when we subtract the two terms we get 3. The only option is 5 into 2 or 2 into 5, but when we subtract 2, the condition for factorization splitting of middle term is the bigger number should be the first number. So when we split here, x square minus, in place of 3x we will write minus 5x plus 2x minus 10 equal to 0. Now in this equation the common factor in the first two terms, x square minus 5x, is x. So out of x square we got x as a common, so the left out is x, minus from 5x we got x outside the bracket, so we get 5. Now for the second two terms we need to blindly write the terms in the first bracket in second bracket also. So plus is, the middle term is plus, and out of 2x we got x in the inside the bracket, so we are left with 2. Now this 2 into 5 is 10 equal to 0. So x plus 2 and x minus 5. Even though we are having x minus 5 two times, we will only write it for one time, so equal to 0. So this is x plus 2 equal to 0 and x minus 5 equal to 0. So x equal to minus 2, if plus 2 comes to the right hand side of the equal to sign, it becomes minus, and x equal to 5. When minus 5 comes to the right hand side of the bracket, it becomes plus 5. So the roots of the equation, therefore roots are roots of the given equation are minus 2 and 5. Second problem, 2x square plus x minus 6. So this is a quadratic equation. We are going to find the roots of the quadratic equation using factorization, that is splitting of the middle term. So first step is we will multiply the coefficient of x square and the constant. So we get here 2 into minus 6 is minus 12. So since the product is minus 12, we have two options, minus into plus or plus into minus. So since the middle term is plus 1, that is plus sign, we will go with plus into minus. So what is the difference of taking minus into plus, plus into minus is the bigger number. When we split the middle term, the bigger number will be having the plus sign and the smaller number will be having minus sign. If we are going to take it the other way around, the bigger number will be having minus sign and the smaller number will having the plus sign, which will mess up the problem. So we'll since this plus or minus or plus into minus or minus into plus purely depends upon the sign of the middle term. So since the middle term is plus, so we'll go with plus into minus. So we have to split 12 in such a way that when we multiply the two terms we will get 12, and when we minus it, that is when we subtract the two terms, we will get plus 1. The only option is 4 into 3. We can take 3 into 4 also, but the condition is the bigger term should have the plus sign. So 2x square plus, now x can be splitted into 4x minus 3x minus 6 equal to 0. Now in the first two terms we have clearly 2x as the common factor. So out of 2 we already got 2 outside the bracket. Out of x square we got x. So the remaining term is only x plus. Now out of 4 we got 2. So 2 multiplied by 2 is 4, that is the remaining term. X we already got outside the bracket, so we are not going to write anything in the bracket. So as per the rule, we should take the same term in the second bracket that of the first bracket. So this is x plus 2, so second bracket will also contain x plus 2 only, and you can write it very blindly. So minus is the middle sign, so we write minus. Out of 3x we got x in the bracket, so we are only left with 3. So the terms outside the bracket are 2x minus 3, and terms inside the bracket are x plus 2. Remember, we have x plus 2 two times, but we are only going to write it once, equal to 0. So this becomes 2x minus 3 equal to 0 and x plus 2 equal to 0. This becomes 2x equal to 3. When minus 3 comes to right hand side of the equal to sign, it becomes plus 3, and x equal to minus 2. When plus 2 comes to the right hand side of the equal to sign, the sign changes and it becomes minus 2. So this is x equal to 3 by 2 and x equal to minus 2. Therefore roots are 3 by 2 and minus 2. So the given quadratic equation is root 2x square plus 7x plus 5 root 2 equal to 0. This is somewhat a tricky question compared to the previous two problems what we did. So here also we are doing the same method. So we are going to multiply the coefficient of x square and the constant. So we get root 2 into root 2 into 5. Root 2 into root 2 into 5. This will be root 2 into root 2 is 2 into 5 equal to 10. So the product is plus 10. So we have two options. So that is plus into plus or minus into minus. Since the middle term is the deciding factor, the middle term has a plus sign, so we go with plus into plus. If we have the middle term as minus, we will go with minus into minus. Here also we are going to write the biggest number first. So we are going to split 10 in such a way that when we multiply the two terms we will get 10, and when we add the two terms we get 7. So options are 2 comma 5 or 5 comma 2, that is 2 into 5 is 10, 2 plus 5 is 7, 5 into 2 is 10 and 5 plus 2 is 7. So going by the rule, we will write the term with the biggest number first, that is 5 and 2. So we will split root 2x square plus 7 can be split as 5x plus 2x plus 5 root 2 equal to 0. So in this first two terms, clearly we have x as the common factor, so we'll have root 2x plus 5. So in second two terms also we'll write blindly root 2x plus 5 in the second bracket, and see that the middle term is plus, and out of x we already got x inside the bracket and we have 2 here, and to get 2 we have to multiply root 2 with root 2 only, or else if you have any confusion here, you need to see the second term. The second term is 5 root 2. Out of 5 root 2 we already have 5 in the inside the bracket, so we are only left with root 2. Root 2 will come outside the bracket. So this is x plus root 2 or x plus root 2 into 2 root x plus 5 equal to 0. This is x plus root 2 equal to 0 and 2 root x plus 5 equal to 0. This is x equal to minus root 2 because when plus root 2 comes to the right hand side of the equation, it becomes minus, and this is root 2x equal to minus 5 and x equal to minus 5 by root 2. So the x value is minus root 2 and x equal to minus 5 by root 2. Therefore, roots are x equal to minus root 2 and x equal to minus 5 by root 2. So fourth bit, 2x square minus x plus 1 by 8. So the first step, we'll multiply the coefficient of x square and the constant. So we'll get 2 into 1 by 8 is equal to 1 by 4. That is 2 ones are 2 fours are 1 by 4. So we are multiplying it with their signs. So this is plus into plus is plus 1 by 4. So since we got plus 1 by 4, we'll have two options, that is plus into plus or minus into minus. So what option we select is totally dependent upon the sign of the middle term. So middle term is minus 1 because the coefficient of x is 1. So we are going to take minus into minus. Now we are going to select those two terms such that when we multiply those two terms, we will get 1 by 4, and when we add those two terms, we will get minus 1. So the only option is, because it's a fraction, 1 by 2 into 1 by 2, that is minus 1 by 2 into minus 1 by 2. Minus 1 by 2 into minus 1 by 2 will be plus 1 by 4, and minus half plus minus half is, when we add this minus halves, we will get minus 1. So we are going to split this x, 2x square. So instead of x, we will write minus x by 2 minus x by 2 plus 1 by 8 equal to 0. Now this common term in this first two terms is x. So we will write 2x minus 1 by 2, and for these two terms we are blindly going to write the terms in first bracket in second bracket also. So the middle sign is minus, so the minus sign here. So now this is x by 2 and this is 2x. So what will be the common factor here? We are not able to decide it. So we'll go for the second term. This is 1 by 2 and here we get 1 by 8. To get 1 by 8, 1 by 2 should be multiplied with 1 by 4. This is minus into minus plus. 1 by 4 into 1 by 2, this is 1 by 8. X by 1 by 4 into 2x is x by 2. So we are done with the separation. So now the roots are x minus 1 by 4 and 2x minus 1 by 2 equal to 0. So this is x minus 1 by 4 equal to 0 and 2x minus 1 by 2 equal to 0. This is x equal to this 1 by 4. When comes to the right hand side of the equation, it will be plus 1 by 4, and this is 2x equal to half. Now when this minus 1 by 2 comes to the right hand side, it becomes plus 1 by 2. So this will be, implies x equal to 1 by 2, and this 2 comes to the right hand side, it becomes 1 by 2, that is division. So x is equal to 1 by 4. So the roots of the equation are, therefore roots are x equal to 1 by 4 and 1 by 4. So fifth bit, 100x square minus 20x plus 1. So we are going to split the middle term and factorize. So the first step, we are going to multiply the x square coefficient and the constant. So x square coefficient and the constant with the product is plus 100. Since the product is plus, we are having plus into plus or minus into minus. So we are going to decide it on the, depending upon the middle term. The middle term is minus, so we are going with the minus into minus option. So now we are going to select two terms such that when we add, we will get 20, because 20 is the middle term, and when we multiply the terms we will get 100. So the values will be 10 and 10. 10 plus 10 is 20 and 10 multiplied by 10 is 100. So now we are going to split the middle term. So this will be 100x square minus 20x is written as 10x minus 10x plus 1 equal to 0. Now in the first two terms 10x is the common factor. So out of 100x square we got 10x. So we are left with 10x minus 1. Because out of 10x we already got 10x outside the bracket. So we are only left with 1. So in second bracket we are going to blindly write the terms in the first bracket itself. So the middle term sign is minus. We and 10x. Inside the bracket we already got 10x. So we are only left with 1. So 1 into 1 is 1 equal to 0. So this implies 10x minus 1 and 10x minus 1 equal to 0. This is 10x minus 1 equal to 0 and 10x minus 1 equal to 0. Now 10x equal to 1. Now minus 1, when it comes to right hand side of the equation it becomes plus. Here also when minus 1 comes to the right hand side of the equation it becomes plus. So this is 10x equal to 1. Here x equal to 1 by 10 and here also x is equal to 1 by 10. Therefore roots of the equation, roots of the equation are x equal to 1 by 10 and x equal to 1 by 10. Exercise 4.2, third problem. Find two numbers whose sum is 27 and product is 182. So let the first term be, let the first number is equal to x, and given sum of two numbers is 27. Therefore second number will be 27 minus x. If you are given two numbers and sum is 27 and we are taking first number as x, since the sum is 27, so therefore the second number will be 27 minus x. Given that the product of these two numbers is 182, given product is 182, therefore x into 27 minus x is equal to 182. So when we open the bracket we get 27x minus x square is equal to 182. So we will write minus x square plus 27x minus 182 equal to 0. So in the quadratic equation it's a thumb rule that the x square term will not have the negative sign. So we'll take minus common and write x square minus 27x plus 182 equal to 0. The equation will be x square minus 27x plus 182 equal to 0. Now where this minus sign goes, it will come to here. So 0 will not have any sign. So by default it will be plus. Now the quadratic equation is x square minus 27 plus 182. Now we are factorizing. To know the numbers, we will factorize the quadratic equation. So as a first step, we will multiply the coefficient of x square and the constant and get the product as product will be 182. Product is plus 182. So the options are plus into plus or minus into minus. So since we are dependent on the middle term is minus, so we'll go with minus into minus. Now we are going to split 182 in such a way that when we add the terms we will get 27 and when we multiply it we will get 182. So if we do prime factorization for 182 we will get 2 nines are 18, 2 ones are 2 nines are 18, 2 ones are 2. So then this is 13 sevens are 13 into 7, 13 sevens are. Now 2 into 4, 2 into 7 is 14. 14 into 13 is 182. 14 plus 13 is 27. So we'll write 14 and 13 here. So when we split the middle term, that is x square, and minus 27 will be written as minus 14x minus 13x plus 182 equal to 0. Now in the first two terms, x is the common term, so we have x outside the bracket. So out of x square, we already got x outside the bracket, or we are taking x as common. The only term left is x. Now out of 14x, x has already come out of the bracket, so we are left with 14. In second term, in second bracket also, we are blindly going to write x minus 14 equal to 0. So the middle term is minus. Since out of 13x, we already got x, so the common term will be 13. So 13 into 14 is 182. So x minus 13 and x minus 14 equal to 0. X minus 13 equal to 0 and x minus 14 equal to 0. X equal to 13 and x equal to 14. Therefore the required numbers are, are 13 and 14. Fourth problem, find two consecutive positive integers, sum of whose squares is 365. So we'll take, let the numbers be, let the integers be x and x plus 1, because he is asking for consecutive integers. So x and x plus 1. So and the condition is sum of their squares. Sum of squares, x square plus x plus 1 whole square is equal to 365. Sum of whose squares? Squares is x square plus x plus 1 whole square is equal to 365. So when we open the bracket, we get x square plus, this is a plus b whole square, we get a square plus 2ab plus b square is equal to 365. This will be x square plus x square is 2x square plus 2x plus 1 is equal to 365. We'll bring this 365 to the left hand side of the equation. So we get 2x square plus 2x plus 1 minus 365 equal to 0. This will be 2x square plus 2x minus 364 equal to 0. Now we are going to factorize this equation. Now if you do this, that will be a problem. You will be messing up the things. So since if you see carefully this equation, we can take 2 common out of this problem. So this is 2. If you take 2 common, x square plus x minus 364, 2 ones are 2, 2 eights are 16, 2 to the 4, that is 182 equal to 0. This will be x square plus x minus 182 equal to 0 by 2. 2 will come here. Therefore, this will be x square plus x minus 182 equal to 0. This is a quadratic equation and we are going to factorize this. So going with the first step, we will multiply the coefficient of x square and the constant. So the coefficient of x square and the constant will be minus 182. So since the product is minus, we will have two options, that is minus into plus or plus into minus. Since the middle term is plus, we are going with plus into minus. So 182. In the previous problem, we already got 182. The factors as 14 and 13. 14 into 13 is 182 and 14 minus 13 is 1. So we'll directly do it. I am not doing any prime factorization because I did this prime factorization in the previous problem. So you can, if you have any doubts, you can look there. So this x square plus 14x minus 13x minus 182 equal to 0. Now the common term will be x. So x plus 14. Here also we will get x plus 14 equal to 0. The middle term is minus and we are only left with 13 because x is already inside the bracket. So this is x minus 13 and x plus 14 equal to 0. So this is x minus 13 equal to 0 and x plus 14 equal to 0. So x equal to 13 and x equal to minus 14. Therefore required numbers are 13 and 14 because x equal to 13 and x plus 1 equal to 14. Fifth problem. The altitude of a right angle triangle is 7 centimeters. Altitude is nothing but the height of the triangle, which is 7 centimeters less than its base, and if the hypotenuse is 13 centimeters, find the other two sides. So we will take, this is right angle triangle, we will take the base as x. Therefore the height of the triangle will be 7 centimeters less than the base, so it will be x minus 7. Let base of the triangle, let base of the triangle equal to x. Therefore height of the triangle is equal to x minus 7. Given the hypotenuse is 13. Given hypotenuse is 13. Given hypotenuse of triangle is equal to 13, and for a right angle triangle the only formula we have is the Pythagoras theorem. Therefore by Pythagoras theorem we have, if this is A, B and C, by Pythagoras theorem we have AC square is equal to AB square plus BC square. Now AC square is 13 square, AB is x minus 7 whole square and BC square is x square. Now this 13 square is 169 and this is A minus B whole square. A minus B whole square is nothing but A square plus B square minus 2 into AB plus x square. This will be 169 equal to x square plus x square will be 2x square plus 7 square is 49. This is minus 14x. Now if we bring this 49 to left hand side of the equation, because this is the constant, so this will be 169 minus 49 is equal to 2x square minus 14x. So this will be 120 equal to 2x square minus 14x. So this can also be written as 2x square minus 14x is equal to 120. So if we bring 120 to the left hand side of the equation, this will be 2x square minus 14x minus 120 equal to 0. Now if you clearly observe, we can take 2 common out of the whole equation, that is x square minus 7x minus 60 equal to 0. This will be x square minus 7x minus 60 equal to 0 by 2 is 0. Now this is the quadratic equation where we will be splitting the middle term. So the first step is writing the product of the coefficient of x square and the constant. The coefficient of x square and the constant is product of coefficient of x square and constant. 1 into minus 60 is 60. So we will go with minus into plus or plus into minus. Since the middle term is minus will go for minus into plus, and the middle term is 7. So we have to split 60 in such a way that when we multiply the two terms it will be 60, and when we subtract two terms it will be 7. We'll get we'll prime factorize 60, 2 into 30, 2 into 15, 3 5. So this is 6 and this is 10. So we will not get so 2 to the 4, 4 3 the 12. This is 12 and 5. 12 minus 5 is 7, 12 5 is 60. So 12 and 5. So this is x square minus 12x plus 5x minus 60 equal to 0. So the common term in the first two is x into x minus 12, and second term also we will have the same term as a first bracket. So this is middle term is plus, and we already got x inside the bracket, so you are only left with 5. So this is x minus 12 and x plus 5 equal to 0. This will be x minus 12 equal to 0 and x plus 5 equal to 0. This is x equal to 12 and x equal to minus 5. Since the measurement of a triangle cannot be in negative terms, so we will discard x equal to minus 1 and only consider x equal to 12. Therefore the base of the triangle is x. Therefore base equal to x, which is equal to 12, and height is x minus 7, which is 12 minus 7 equal to 5. 12 centimeters and 5 centimeters. Therefore the base of the triangle is 12 centimeters and height of the triangle is 5 centimeters. So 4.2, last problem, that is sixth problem. In the question he is saying that a cottage industry produces a certain number of pottery articles in a day. So we don't know how many particles they are producing, so we'll take it as x. So let the number of articles be x. The number of articles, let number of articles is equal to x. Next he is saying that it was observed that on a particular day that the cost of production of each article was 3 more than twice the number of articles. Then cost of production is equal to, then cost of production is equal to, what will be the cost of production? As per the condition, it was observed that on a particular day the cost of production of each article was 3 more than twice the number of articles. Therefore it will be cost of production of each article is equal to 3 more than twice the number of articles. Twice the number of articles is 2x and 3 more will be 2x plus 3. And next he is saying that if the total cost of production on that day was 90, the total cost of the production, total cost of production is equal to 90. See, there is a difference between the cost of production of each article and the total cost of production on that day. So the cost of production of each article was 2x plus 3 rupees and the total cost of production on that particular day was 90. Then find the number of articles produced in the find the number of articles produced and the cost of each article. That is, we have to find the value of x and also 2x plus 3. So the total cost of production is equal to 90. So the total cost of production will be number of articles into cost of each article, that is 2x plus 3, which is equal to 90. This will be 2x square plus 3x is equal to 90. So if 90 comes here, we will write it as 2x square plus 3x minus 90 equal to 0. Now we'll factorize this quadratic equation, which will be equal to the product of first term and the constant. The product of first term, we'll write it here. The product of first term and the constant term is 90 into 2 is minus 180. So since we are having a negative term here, we will get plus into minus or minus into plus. Since the middle term is plus and the number is 3, we have plus into minus. So 180 has to be divided in such a way that when we subtract, we'll get 3, and when we multiply, we get 180. So this is 180, 2 9s are 2 45s are 15 3s are. This is 2 into 2 4, 4 into 3 is 12. So 12 minus 15 is 3, that is 15 minus 12 is 3, and 15 multiplied by 12 is 180. So we will split this equation, that is middle term, and write 3x as 15x minus 12x minus 90 equal to 0, and the first two terms the common factor is only x. So this will be 2x plus 15. So in second term also we will write 2x plus 15. So in middle term is minus, and out of 12x we already got 2x here. So we are not going to write x again here. So to get 12 we have to multiply 2 with 6. So x minus 6 and 2x plus 15 equal to 0. This can be written as x minus 6 equal to 0 and 2x plus 15 equal to 0. So this is x equal to 6 and 2x equal to minus 15. Because this 2x minus 15 is a negative term, we will discard, because we will not be having the number of articles in negative term and the cost of production in negative term. So we will discard it and only take x equal to 6. Now the x is nothing but number of articles. Therefore, number of articles is equal to x, which is equal to 6, and the cost of production, cost of each article is 2x plus 3, which is equal to 2 into 6 plus 3, that is 12 plus 3 equal to 15 rupees. Therefore, the number of articles produced on a particular day was 6 and the cost of each article was 15.